The mighty Daniel Dubois fighting April 27th at Wembley Arena. Albert Hall, Wembley Arena. It's getting like the old days with the heavyweights, isn't it?
Yeah, it's booming. Business is booming, so I'm still good.
Take you back first of all to the Albert Hall. Great performance against Razvan Kajanu. 2 rounds. You kind of indicated before, but you thought you'd plough through him, and so it came to pass.
Yeah, it goes to show, you know, obviously I put my mind to it and I can do it, so that's all I did that night, and I just came alive and took him out.
How much did you take from the Kevin Johnson fight and the experience of Kevin Johnson into that fight against Kajanu? Because you obviously had frustration in the Johnson fight.
Well, the Johnson fight really taught me what to expect. Johnson sort of gave me a good workout, and it showed me, you know, 10 rounds what it was all about. It ain't easy, you know. And Johnson isn't like the most pressurising of fighters, but you know, 10 rounds isn't no joke at all. So I just took that into consideration, and you know, I want to be in there longer than I have to. I don't get paid for overtime, so I just went in there and did the business.
So was it a burning desire not to have to keep going back to the corner every 3 minutes that got you through?
Yeah, definitely. I knew, you know, if this is well in my capability to stop this guy, I'm going to do it.
It must do a little bit for your confidence when you land one on the sweet spot and the fight ends. It must just give you that little lift.
You know where to look next time you're in that same situation, and you know it's going to probably, this is where his tune's going to be. I just need to deliver, and that's all I did.
Sorry to be a little bit predictable here, but in at ringside watching your fight against Kajanu was your domestic rival Nathan Gorman, who was actually wired up. And I don't know if you realised, but he was sitting next to your brother and sister, so it was probably a little bit awkward in that sense, wasn't it?
they told me about it afterwards. I saw them sitting next to him. He's probably, it is what it is, you know. We're all in it together. So
he was wired up, and he didn't say anything particularly sort of detrimental to you, but I think he was indicating, but you wouldn't beat him in a month of Sundays. It's all about throwing punches in bunches. Have you seen that bit of footage?
Not really. I haven't. My dad's told me about it. I haven't seen it myself. I don't feel no need to see it. I know what I've got to do. I'm just in my trade, and I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I'm enjoying fighting. I'm enjoying boxing. I'm enjoying winning. So right now I'm focused on my date. You know, April. Surely that exact date, but it's in April. So I know I've got a date lined up, and I'm fully focused towards that now.
For the avoidance of doubt, it's April the 27th at Wembley Arena, which is a Saturday. It's not quite implanted in Daniel's mind just yet. But what should be implanted in your mind is, do you feel that you're coming up against a real unknown quantity in the sense of a dangerous African, but nobody really knows a lot about?
There's always that possibility. I know my boxing skills and my boxing skills and my boxing brain will probably already be superior, but they're tough guys, and anyone's capable in there when they've, you know, until you knock them out, they're always dangerous. So I'm approaching this fight as any other fight, and I'm going to be a little bit more better this time and improve off my last fight.
He's got a great knockout record. He's only lost once, and research tells me that was via a retirement at the end of a 5th round, so maybe you don't really count that. So on the face of it, I mean, it's certainly your toughest test today, and it also looks a tricky one.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. You know, I know what I'm going to go in there and deal with him on the night, but it's all good for boxing. It's all interesting, you know, the mystique around this guy and what's going to happen on the night. You know, I know what I've got to do.
Mystique, that's probably a good word for it, isn't it? What does it mean to you to be headlining at a major traditional venue like what's now called the SSE Arena, Wembley?
Well, it's great, you know. I've been to my last few fights. Most of my fights have been at notable big arenas, and I'm glad I've been bouncing. And you know, if I keep delivering performances, they keep getting me on good shows. So I'm only thankful for, you know, just, you know, BT Sport and, you know, all the training that surrounds me, my dad and everyone else that's, you know, pushing me on.
I think it's all about developing you as a fighter, but also as a person, a personality, getting you known to the public. And that was noticeable, it was mentioned at the top table, is how warm your reception was at the Albert Hall. Word's getting out there, isn't it?
It is certainly, you know, my performances and you know, just what the public see and what the public are seeing. I go in there to win and entertain. So yeah, it's great.
Daniel Dubois, Richard Lartey, Wembley Arena, or SSE Arena, Wembley, April 27th. Looking forward to it. Thank you, Daniel.
Thanks.